One elite team is out to save lives.
No medical crews on scene yet. Air ambulance is required.
We've just been called to a road traffic accident, and the reports are that one of the patients is not breathing.
These are the men and women who work for the air ambulance.
It's taking the hospital to the patient.
Open your eyes, because it's easier for us to assess you.
Okay.
You focus on me, you all right? Yeah, spot on.
Require both carriageways closed now.
With highly qualified doctors on board, air ambulances bring a hospital intensive care unit to the roadside.
We have the skills to stay and play, not scoop and run.
At the end of the day, it could be our family lying there who needs help.
Funded mostly by public donations, air ambulances respond to over 14,000 call-outs a year.
Without the public raising money for us, we simply couldn't operate.
There you go.
It's really, really important to be a team when you're out there.
And working with some absolutely brilliant guys.
No mind that bollocks, get the kettle on.
You do need the banter, because you do see some things.
Best bit of the day.
I absolutely love my job.
Let's have a good day.
The crew of the Great North Air Ambulance get ready to start their day.
I became a doctor because I wanted to help people. It's probably the greatest job in the world for me.
They can be called out anywhere in a 9,000 square mile area.
We can deliver that expertise anywhere in the region. Once we're on scene, we get that patient stabilised and then we get them to the right place.
The aircraft flies at just under 200 miles an hour, which means we can fly anywhere within our patch really quickly, which makes a huge difference to our patients.
Yes. There's so many aspects to every mission, there's so many steps, so many things that you've got to get right.
Was it two bikers?
It just says two bikers.
The crew are watching the live feed of 999 calls, and there's early reports of a motorbike accident.
One person not appearing, two bike riders gone over the top. Yeah. Probably over the top of the handlebars.
When a job comes in, everybody sort of puts down what they're doing, and we're just like Cold Springs, really.
T-side air disc. Yeah, they want him.
Yeah, we're going to
yeah, November Zulu 461259. Okay, we're on our way. 59.
Paramedic Mike stays at base, the vital link between helicopter and hospital.
You know the clock's ticking. Very often it's just time that is going to save these people.
The accident is near Middlesbrough, just a 6-minute flight. On board, Dr. Mike Davison, an experienced hospital consultant and army medic.
Probably 1 in 3 of my jobs to a motorcyclist, I'll get there and the patient will be dead.
For ready for departure, please.
Don't think people realise, you know, what happens to a human body if you come off a motorcycle.
Okay, we've got 2 minutes to run. I'll take the 3 numbers now.
Okay, gear.
Selected.
Dot on.
So box secure right.
Box secure from left. Box secure in the rear.
It's really important that the crew just concentrate on what is around, making sure that they can see any obstacles, report them back to the pilot.
The road that we're looking for runs left to right.
Beyond it.
Beyond Billingham, and just be advised that there's pylons that run just across the road.
Roger, thanks.
200 footers.
Roger, Roger.
Locked. Is that it there? 11:30. Low.
Yeah, visual.
What about the grass?
Yeah, the grass on this side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, visual of the wires as well still. Okay, we're just
Just right over the top now, mate.
Yeah, visual, thanks.
Oh, Captain, watch wires behind you.
Yeah, visual, thank you. Okay, right.
And I don't know if there's any lampposts.
Yeah, I got one here on the right as well, thanks.
Clear of the ones on the left, and the tail is clear to me.
Yeah, thanks. Tail's going left. That should be between them now.
Okay, looking good on the left, Steve.
Alright, good.
12 o'clock?
Yeah.
General rule, the more casualties, the more difficult it is. The most I've had is 10. The secret is to approach the accident, be looking, watching, taking in information.
T-bone into the cap. T-bone into the right.
And then cutting around as quick as you can.
Hey, right, lad. Right.
For all the clinical assessment that we do, there's nothing better than your eyeball, I guess.
Hiya, how you doing? All right? Hiya.
4213.
Hiya, how you doing?
Driving motorcycle behind you. As far as we're aware, T-boned into the side of this vehicle.
Okay.
She's got an open fracture dislocation of this wrist.
A motorbike with pillion rider has hit a car at a T-junction. Both casualties, a mother and daughter, are seriously injured.
I saw the first patient, knew she had critical injuries, but I also need to have a look at the second patient.
I'll leave you at the moment. Will I leave you here just to get and I'll just have a look at that one. I'll be back in 2 minutes, okay? I'll give her another 2.5. Right, cheers, bud. Hey, I'm Mike. Hi, hello.
This is the daughter, and she was on the back.
Okay. Maybe just a big deep breath in. I want you to see your chest moving, okay?
Take a breath.
Good lass. Right, you just relax there.
She's still got serious injury. She's got a broken upper arm. She's got a chest injury, but actually she's in a much more stable state.
Breathing is pretty good, not worried about her chest. Good radial pulse, about 100. Right, I'm going to leave you now. You're in really good hands, okay? I know all these paramedics and they're awesome, all right? So I'm going to look after your mum, okay? All right? Well, I've looked at your daughter. She's all right. She's maybe broken the top of her arm, but everything else looks fine. You're by far the worst off out of the two, all right?
Just an update for your property, mate. We've got a 42-year-old female biker in a car at Harry Street, mate.
Yes, all stood down there waiting for your update.
I'm just going to feel your chest, all right? Joanne, you focus on me, all right? If I press at the front there, does that bother you?
There.
Which side?
The left.
Left side. If I press down the right, is that okay?
Right.
So I'm thinking left-sided chest injury, and I'm thinking the pelvic.
Possible abdo as well.
Yeah. So we're kind of getting there.
This patient's just been involved in a horrendous incident, which is something we take for granted. But it's important to remember that they're going to be terrified.
Now, Joanne, I need to have a little look at this wrist of yours, okay? Because there might be that if the blood supply is not good to it, what I might do is I might put it in a better position for you, okay? All right.
Her wrist was almost ripped off, but really that's a secondary priority. What I need to do is make sure that woman lives. If I get on control of the situation, well then what I can do is try to save her arm.
Watch me left wrist.
Right, sweetie.
Now, Joanne, I'm going to give you a drug now, okay? I'm not going to put you to sleep or anything, but it's just probably going to make you forget a little bit, okay?
Oh, God.
Right, then you just relax, okay? This will make you feel a little bit funny.
Oh, God.
That's all right.
That's fine.
Oh, he left wrist.
That's all right.
Listen, this is all going to go away soon, then.
You just relax that there.
You've done really, really well.
You just think of something nice, okay?
It's all weird out.
I know, it's just the tablets that I've given you.
Okay. The medicine's starting to work now, my darling, all right? So just want you to close your eyes and relax as much as you can, and we're going to have you in hospital very soon, okay? So don't worry about a thing, all right? You're going to be absolutely fine.
Right, I'll let you... You got that?
Well done.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's receiving.
Yeah, Mike. She's got definite left chest injuries with SATs of 90 on air.
She's got a definite left open wrist, possible abdo, and GPS 40.
Joe, what's the road time into James Cook from here?
10 minutes.
Fine, we'll go by road.
Thanks very much.
Pilot Steve follows the crew to hospital and is on standby in case they're called out again.
Hello, it's just got a helicopter coming to you in 10 minutes, but the patient's actually coming in the road vehicle with the doctor, Mike Davidson, and paramedic of the ambulance.
She's a very sick patient. At any point, her blood pressure could drop again and her heart could stop. Okay, so I know that if I'm there, I can spot the early signs and I can intervene.
I think it's just keep an eye on her blood pressure and that's that.
Numbers are good, blood pressure's good.
I don't know where I am, who I'm with, or what.
That's fine. It's just the
What
drugs.
am I doing?
Just the drugs that we've given you, Joanne, alright? Very often all they want is for someone to tell them it's going to be alright. Put a blanket over them, hold their hand, and that's what they'll remember.
Yeah, she's stabilised now, so she's got bad injuries. It's going to take her a long time to recover, but I expect her to live. This is Joanne. She's 42-year-old. Approximately 7:30, she was on a motorbike with her daughter, got T-boned by a car at a junction. She has an open fracture of her left wrist with tendons visible. She's had a gram of TXA. She's had 80 milligrams of ketamine and 10 milligrams of morphine. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well done again. Thank you very much.
Whenever I got a bad job, mate.
Once the handover is complete, the crew's job is done.
We're in a fairly privileged position to be able to offer some pretty cutting-edge treatments. And it's, I think, by virtue of that privilege that you feel that you have to do your absolute best. Right then.
Let's skedaddle. We'll be like Ultimate Force. Diddly, diddly. See you lads.
Hi Paul, got a job for you. North of Ambleside, Kirkstone Pass.
Back at Teesside, paramedics Colin and Jane are getting early reports of an accident in the Lake District.
Okay, mate.
Yeah, cyclist hit by a car, he's slow in his words, he's got a head injury.
They deploy a second aircraft, Helimed 58, from their base in Cumbria. The Kirkstone Pass is 20 miles away, difficult to reach by road and hard to navigate by air. A land ambulance has reached the cyclist. His injuries are so severe, the paramedics have asked for a doctor.
Okay, pre-takeoff checks, please. Okay, pre-takeoff, medical max.
Chris Smith is a consultant in emergency medicine,
FCL 34. Hampshire.
but once a week he works on the air ambulance.
One air to reserve. Doors and on. No, Foxy, go front left. You're in the room.
The Lake District, and certainly that pass, is quite a remote, extreme environment. A lot of people do cycle around these paths, so it can be quite an exciting cycle ride. So the patient could have quite a serious head injury. That's what we're concerned about, and that's why we need to get there quickly.
Just so you're aware, Chris, this grid is for the pub at the top of the pass. Okay. The patient's about 400 yards from the pub. Yeah. But I don't know which side of the pass. Okay, mate. I'll get eyes out.
At nearly 1,500 feet, Kirkstone is the highest mountain pass in the Lake District. There are many flying hazards, from extreme turbulence and unpredictable winds to military low-flying exercises and peaks covered in cloud.
There's all different valleys and fells. So 1 minute it can be very sunny, the next minute it can be raining, and the clag can come in quite dramatically.
That's a tricky one for me, team.
The pass is surrounded by high mountains. It's hard to find a safe landing site. Paramedic Paul Burnage helps navigate.
Just on the opposite side of the valley to the windmills, we could probably land there. Quite a strong wind here. Okay, clear on your side, please. You are clear on my side.
The crew are forced to land at the top of the pass, some way from the incident. Head injuries are time critical, so even a slight delay could affect the patient's chance of survival.
Delta Helmet 58, go ahead.
Yeah, 58. Can you just confirm that you made contact with the police and someone is attending the top of the pass?
I will get someone to go down to the pub as soon as I can, over.
Looks like we're walking. Ever walk, Paul? We might as well.
Charlie, may I have MS 58?
58 received, no.
MS 58, the police have just confirmed they're dispatching an officer to the pub now, over.
How you doing? You alright? Can we get on the other side? I'll jump in here.
Apparently he's been flying down here on bike.
Yeah, we get a lot of cyclists down here.
We're down here 40 mile an hour and they're turning here.
Usually more.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure, gentlemen.
Although a paramedic is in attendance, a doctor can give advanced treatment. And that's crucial when a patient has multiple injuries.
Hi, you alright? My name is Chris. Who have we got here?
This is Mark. He's been approximately doing 30 mile an hour coming downhill.
Yeah.
Had a full-on impact with a car. It's the bonnet, literally dead stop. Helmet's completely destroyed.
Okay, no problem. Mark, hello mate. My name's Chris. I'm one of the doctors just from the air ambulance. I've got Paul with me, of our paramedics. Were you knocked out?
Briefly, I think, yeah.
Okay, alright.
I'm just going to
Yeah, he's... So guys, if we can just cut his clothes off, and Paul and yourselves, if we can get some IV access and some monitoring. I'm just going to have a little listen to you. Deep breath in for me if you can. Good. And out. I listened to Mark's chest and made sure that there was no collapsed lungs or air leaks or blood that we need to do anything about. We then try and identify all the injuries from head to toe. It was evident that he had a head injury. There was some abrasions over his face.
Yeah, if you look from the bottom, you can see it's nowhere near.
Let's have a good look at the bottom.
It's nowhere near symmetrical, man. Are you happy with that?
Just hold off for a second.
You see?
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
Sorry, I'm just not good with needles. No.
When a cyclist and a car collide, there's not a lot to protect that cyclist. There's critical injuries that that patient may have. So it's important that we go to hospital quickly.
Is this London Mill for the north area?
But there's a potential problem with takeoff.
Just wanted to inform you that my aircraft, Helimed 58, is parked right at the top of the Kirkstone Pass, which is absolutely dead centre for military low flying in the Lake District. So if there is anyone coming through here and we're on the ground, liable to get airborne at some time in the next sort of 30-40 minutes.
Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, mate, I've got no comms with the aircraft at the moment. Can you give Rory a ring and just let him know we will be heading to Preston, please? Over.
Yeah, Roger, will do, mate.
He was in a lot of pain, and we used IV analgesia to try and bring his pain under control.
Flip it.
We've already put a call in to stop him.
So he turns upside down so you can have a look.
1, 2, 3, go.
It's not far, Mark. I'll give you some more pain relief, okay?
But if we can keep it up, guys, don't slide it, lift it. Right, from that location, the road infrastructure in most of the Lake District is not good. Obviously, with the aircraft, we can fly over the mountains and the lakes, whereas a road crew's got to go around everything. We could get him to hospital in a fraction of the time. Cheers, guys. Thanks very much.
Medical bags on board, equipment is on board. Heating is off. Axials fully forward. Captain T&P. Tail clear. Tail is clear. Okay, I'm just going to keep it low just in case we get anything coming around over the top here. God love them. They did at least give us rocking wings.
I think everyone makes a decision to do an activity or not based on the risk factors. I think Mark was unlucky that day. If things go wrong though, we will be there to help.
RAF Benson is home to the Thames Valley and Chiltern Air Ambulance.
Oh, how are the sausages? Oh, have I got to wash up as well?
Look at that cholesterol. Yummy, yummy.
Eating is very difficult within our job because you never know if you're going to be called out.
Ta-da, if I do it like this. Oh, look at that, get in. Voila, voila. Oh, no. Hello, Benson.
All the paramedic and pilot.
Helimed 24 are called to a 5-year-old girl with a serious leg fracture.
I'll have to have sausages later.
Unless it's treated by a doctor quickly, the injury could result in amputation.
Helimed 24 Alpha Benson, taxi Eastern Grass on reaching point 8 close for takeoff, surface wind 18010 knots.
The accident is in Abingdon, 9 miles from base.
All good back?
Yeah, all good.
Dr. Syed Masood has 15 years' experience as an air ambulance doctor.
I wasn't forced to become a doctor, but it was like, become a doctor or a lawyer or an accountant and you'll be safe for the rest of your life.
Is that the ambulance down there, is it? Yeah. So he thinks we can land in that little green patch.
Oh, that's probably the address.
100 feet.
Okay, clear the trees.
Okay, go for it.
Hi there.
Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
Okay.
What have we got then?
We've got a 5-year-old female
with an open fractured right leg.
Yeah, and how open is this fracture?
You can see the bone, you can see pretty much everything.
Yeah.
You feel for children automatically a lot more, especially if you're a mother or a father as well yourself. And children, in management of children, actually is very different anyway.
Hello? Hi, are we at the right place? Yes. Hello. Hello. Oh no!
Is it Chloe? Hello, Chloe.
Where's my mummy?
I see that you are into... These are these loom bands, aren't they? She's got loom bands.
Loom bands! Oh, my son loves them. Do you make them all yourself? Do you?
Can you put that on me?
We've got that.
Wow, I'm going to keep that. That's a special air ambulance loom band.
That was a great way to kind of break some of the barriers between me and a child that's never met me before.
The ground crew have already packaged Chloe's foot.
Shall we?
Yeah, why don't we... Very floppy foot, on
Yeah.
tip of it, and it's laid it right the way open.
It's vital the injury remains stable. A transfer by helicopter is much smoother.
With any open fracture, nerve damage and blood vessel damage is really important to minimise.
Of course you can.
If we don't deal with that fracture very quickly, then there's always a risk that she may lose that limb.
Let's have a go, right?
You know how to
Come on.
To save Chloe's foot, Dr. Syed knows she'll need emergency surgery, so he has to get her to hospital quickly.
That's good, well done, that's brilliant. You've done really well. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, up you go. Well done, there we are. I think it's that magical loom band you've given me that has made me super strong.
Chloe was a fantastic little girl. She was really, really good. And to know that she's going in a helicopter without mum and dad, without her sister, who she was very, very attached to, was very daunting.
No, you're not going in that little hole, you're staying out.
Chloe, you're not going in that hole, you're going to be here.
She is calm, she's with it, as a 5-year-old will be, but we are transporting her by air to the JR. She will need plastics and she will need orthopaedics.
Can you help me? Do you mind your hand? Yeah.
What can you see?
I can see we're going.
Yeah?
My mummy is in the sewer.
Yeah, your brother's going to come to the hospital.
And my sister.
And your sister and your granddad.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Chloe arrives at the John Radcliffe Hospital in Oxford, where the crew transfer her to Resus.
Whee! Oh, sorry, sweetheart. It's bright, isn't it?
See you, Chloe.
Oh, this is fun, Chloe. For myself, I took on more of the mummy type role just to keep her comfortable and make sure she was happy rather than the medic role, because it was very, very frightening for her. And I hope I did that. I hope I achieved that. Oh, we just get mummy.
Are you alright? Are you de-stressed?
I'm playing with the laminator.
Mummy's got you out. There's a good boy. No, Andrew, if you're going to do a job, right, we want it proper.
He's the baby. He's the little youngie. Dead keen. Dead enthusiastic. Very knowledgeable.
Andrew, you guillotine that, and then you seal it in that.
It's like having me mum at work. So yeah, if I get a bollocking, it's Andrew.
No, what's the point in guillotining through the laminate, you bit?
Well, what are you doing? So I would cut it the size, then put it in the laminate, and then cut round.
Thank you.
Then you have the edge.
There is somebody who's got a brain.
You can push the boundaries a little bit. He needs a little reel in every now and then. He likes that though.
That's a clever boy. It was probably a wee bit early for him, but he's peaking now. You've got to be that mother head figure for him, haven't you?
She's got a BTEC in guillotining, hasn't she?
T-side address. Yeah, you go next. Excellent. It'll be HeliMed 63.
As an army medic, Dr. Mike brings a range of experience to the air ambulance.
In Afghanistan, my average patient will have been hit by an IED, you'll have limbs missing or suffered gunshot wounds.
Bureau 318, Motorbike engaged.
In Middlesbrough, most of my trauma cases will be people who have fallen off horses or had large-scale road traffic collisions.
Female in Hexham, hit by a car. She's got a broken femur, pelvis and a head injury. Oh, crikey, right.
You hear the helicopter depart and you're getting the information first as to what's happening on scene, so it sounds a bit corny, but I guess you're with them in spirit, you know. What I'll do is I'll direct the crew to the Abbey itself, and if the police are marking the area, they should they should get a decent visual with them.
Element 63 receiving.
6-3, thanks Mike. We've just had information from scene.
The police are going to clear a landing area for you at the Abbey.
So that's Hexham Abbey, so just slightly north of the grid.
Yes, Andy, many thanks for that. ETA, 12 minutes.
12 minutes, thanks Mike. Speak to you soon. So I've probably been looking a little bit more exhausted than normal, just due to the birth of our second child. But, although I hate to say it, it is probably easier being at work. Ah, you got the wrong cup.
Up to day 5 I've made.
That's the wrong bloody cup.
I couldn't find a cup.
Well, you've picked the next best one.
With a head injury, time is brain really, so she has got a head injury. The fact that she's got a femoral fracture and maybe a pelvic injury is critical because she could be losing blood. The crash is on the road near the Abbey. Roger. It's been at a Y junction, hasn't it?
Yeah. Left in the 10 o'clock now, at the top there.
Yep. There's birds in the field.
Okay, sloping round this side of the car. Okay, there you go, guys.
Roger that. Element 63 on scene.
Thanks, Mike.
Being a pre-hospital care doctor is to take in an awful lot of information in a really, really short period of time and then be a decision maker.
Paramedics have done an initial assessment, but the arrival of an air ambulance doctor means more advanced care is available to the patient.
Hi, how are you doing?
74-year-old pedestrian Daphne has been knocked over by a car.
I'm on the doctors. Nice to meet you. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a check over. Is that all right? Yeah. I'm just going to squeeze you there. Does that hurt you? So they're at the front. Any pain in your neck at the moment? Yeah. You do have pain in your neck, so we'll keep that on. So she had a broken femur, which is your thigh bone, but she'd lost a lot of blood from that, and I thought she might have possibly broken her pelvis. Because she appeared well, bystanders would have thought that she's got a minor injury and she's going to survive this, but nothing's for certain in this world. Her chance of this injury killing her probably within the next month are probably around about 50%. We know that when you get hit by a car, especially as you're getting a little bit older, you feel pain in the obvious places and sometimes it takes a little bit longer for other injuries to show up, okay? We're going to just put a little binder on your pelvis and that'll just make you feel just more compact. It might hurt a little bit as it goes on. You just relax, you trust me.
You may cause a bit of discomfort, okay?
Right, just go back.
Sorry, Daphne, we have to go with this.
Right.
Go with the flow.
Just a little bit of pressure now, pedal, okay?
Oh, that's it, Daphne, it's on. It's all done. Wait till he gets out. You got out?
I've got it.
Did you use it?
Where's my shoe? Where's my shoe?
Have we got this lady's shoe?
Seamus,
I've got these down here.
what are you going to do with the car and all that shopping?
Okay, Daphne?
Yes, thank you.
Been better, haven't you?
Anyway, thank you all very much.
You're welcome. Daphne, I've got your bag and shoe with me, okay? It's not my colour.
I quite like that shoe back on.
You best leave it off for now.
She's got quite a lot of swell in there,
Yeah,
hasn't she?
she?
I'm going to give you some fluid, okay, through this drip. You've probably lost a couple of units of blood into your broken leg.
Okay, I'm ready. 1, 2,
3. Yeah. Right, that's good.
Yeah, lift up as far as you can, and it's high up.
And as far in as we can.
Move down the stretcher.
Yeah, no worries, Mike. Just waiting for patient details.
Right, patient details. 74-year-old female, low speed, RTC, 10 miles an hour approximately.
Cool, no worries, Mike. I'll let the RVI know.
Dr. Mike knows Daphne's injuries could be life-threatening. He needs to get her to a trauma centre, the Royal Victoria Infirmary in Newcastle.
Metric to Alpha, Newcastle radar log again, fast message. Element 63 Alpha, looking to route direct to the RBI VFR. Mike, I think I'll give this lady TXC. Mike, sounds good to me. It's just because she's lost a bit of blood into her thighs.
TXA is tranexamic acid. As an army medic, Mike has used TXA on wounded soldiers. Now he uses it to control Daphne's bleeding.
A lot of our techniques now, we learnt the hard way in Afghanistan. Pelvic slings, tourniquets, use of C-lock gauze. We inject it with tranexamic acid, which makes blood clot in damaged blood vessels.
RBI Newcastle, good evening. Helimed 63 with you in 5 minutes.
Newcastle is not an easy one to go into because there's a very big chimney right next to the helipad, so you have to choose your approach direction carefully.
All clear left. Thank you. 3 greens, brakes on. Bottom. Element 63, landed RVI.
Right, Daphne, that's us here. Good flight?
You didn't see much of it, did you?
No.
She was a character. I enjoyed having a little chat to her when we were treating her. Tried to reassure her, obviously.
Okay. This is Daphne. At 4:35, she was clipped by a car on Hexham Main Street. Clipped her on her right hip. Injuries-wise, she's got a high right femoral fracture with associated internal blood loss. I reckon it's maybe 500 to a litre. She's had 10 milligrams of morphine. Pain's now 1 to 2 out of 10. Started on a little bit of saline just because of her blood loss in her thigh, and I've given her 1 gram of TXC again just to try to slow that down.
Good, thank you.
Thank you. With this patient, we were able to intervene quickly and get her to a trauma centre. Instead of a 45-minute journey into Newcastle, we managed to get her there within about 15 minutes. So that would minimise the blood loss and give her the best chance possible. He's got the ice creams in for us. What a nice fella.
You got a double caramel or a white chocolate?
I'll have a double caramel.
Hey, if I come in 4 times a day though, you're not getting 4 ice creams.
Look at that. St James's Park. Yeah, it's a great honour. I suppose serving the people who I grew up with. You know. Could be fine again in another 5 minutes to another job, so You know, make the most of it while we can. Yeah, I think I do make a difference. You know, I think there's certainly people out there now, there's a lot of people out there who would have died, you know, if it hadn't been for the Great North Ambulance team.
Hi, handsome. We're late enough.
We do a serious job, you know, with permanent consequences really, so at the end of the day it could be our family lying there who needs help.
Oh, man. It's so hard to believe that that's happened to you, that was you involved in that. And that's the scary thing. That's what's made me think, I can't do that anymore.
Work's work and home's home, and I've got a lovely family to go home to, and you know, you open the door and your kids greet you and you're home then, aren't you?
A little bit of light left, haven't we? One more job.
Sweet.
Surgeon said it was one of the worst open fractures he's seen in 32 years of surgery. Brave girl, aren't you?
Oh, I'm tired.
Bedtime, mate.
Sit there. Stop. Roger, Roger.
Got 1, 2, 3 ambulances there.
Breached the barrier somehow, haven't they? If you look to take her on your vehicle then, yeah, it's not an easy scene at all, is it?
Certainly if there's a job that I have butterflies in my tummy going to, you can guarantee it'll be a job with a young child. Nice and still for me, okay? But it's broken off, but what we want to do is get the bone back in the skin.